And of course, study after study, child maltreatment increases the risk of adult obesity, child abuse linked with food addiction in adult women, on and on and on. Then of course we come to genes. So in our society, we like to explain things by genetic reasons. So that, you know, addiction, for example, you know, the American Society of Addiction Medicine defines addiction as a primary brain disease, about 50% determined by genetics. This is the official medical view of addiction. It's total nonsense. If it's 5%, I'd be surprised. But there's something comforting about explaining things by genetic causation, because we don't have to look at people's pain. We don't have to look at people's trauma. We don't have to look at social toxicity. We can just put it down to genes. Well, there are genes that are implicated in obesity. Like there's a certain gene that if you have, you're more likely to be overweight, but only since the Second World War. People with the same gene before the war had no problem with it. Why? Because there wasn't so much junk food around. So that, again, the gene is not causing the obesity. It's the need to soothe yourself with junk food that's causing the obesity. It's just that if you have the gene, you're going to be more likely to pack on the weight. But the gene is not causing you to be obese, which is incidentally true of most genes when it comes to most diseases too. There are some genes that will directly cause disease, but they're relatively rare. As to why we have such a problem with understanding this very simple fact, and why people aren't helped more to come to terms with their trauma when it comes to their eating issues, the doctors who are kind of the gatekeepers to health care just don't understand trauma, and they don't want to. As to why not, well, I think before you can deal with somebody else's pain, you have to be comfortable with your own. And a lot of people go into high-power professions precisely because they don't want to deal with their pain. They want to control it in other people, but they don't want to deal with it in themselves. Therefore, they can't confront it, the cause of it, in anybody else either. Which is why